At first, I would like to thank you all for 200k plus subscribers. This is your encouragement that made it possible. Let's start with this tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to learn all the options from the circle command. Then we will learn about hatch, then mirror and object snap tracking. If you are interested in previous tutorials from this series, then link to complete playlist is given in the description. Click on the arrow below the circle command. We have already seen how to create circle using center radius method. Then next is center diameter. Click on it. In this, at first you will have to give the center point for the circle. Click center point, then take your cursor away. Then you will have to specify diameter of your circle. Suppose diameter is 400, enter. So it will create circle of 400 diameter. Then next is 2-point circle. Suppose I will create one object. Suppose I have this line and one more line. Suppose I want to create one circle passing through these 2 points. Then click here and click on 2-point option. Then click first point. First point will be end point of this line. Click there. Then click on this end point. Same way, suppose I want to create circle passing through these 2 points. Again click here, select 2 point, click on this end point and this end point. So in this way you can create circle passing through 2 points. Then next is 3-point. Suppose I will create one triangle using polygon command. I will give number of sides as 3, enter. Then I will use this edge method. Then specify first endpoint, take your cursor away and click. Suppose I want to create a circle passing through 3 midpoints of this triangle. For that, click here and click on 3-point. Then first point will be the midpoint of this line. Click there and click here and click here. So in this way it has created circle passing through these 3 points. Same way you can create circle passing through these 3 points. The command you have used comes automatically on the top. If you want to use that command again, then there is no need to click on this arrow. You can directly select that command from here. Click on 3-point and select these 3 endpoints. So in this way you can use 3-point circle. And next is tan radius. Using tan radius, you can create circle tangent to two objects. Those two objects can be either two lines, two circle, or one line and one circle. Click on it. Then suppose I want to create circle tangent to this circle. Click on this circle and tangent to this line. Click on it. Then you will have to specify the radius. Suppose radius is 400. Enter. So here it has created a circle tangent to this circle and this line. Same way you can create circle tangent to two circles also. Click on tan radius, then click on this circle and this circle. Then give the radius. I will keep 400 as it is, press enter. So in this way it has created circle tangent to this circle. Now it has created circle tangent in this way. Suppose I want tangent circle from outside like this. Then for that you will have to specify tangent point in that particular areas. Again click on tan radius. Then if we create circle from outside, then that circle will roughly touch in this area. So click one point in this area and other point in this area. Then specify the radius. Suppose radius is 1200. Enter. So here it has created circle from outside. So in this way you can use 10 radius command. Then next is 10. This will create circle touching three objects. Those can be three lines, three circles, or mix of them. Click on 10. Then suppose I want to create one circle tangent to this circle. Click on it, this line and this line. So it has created a circle touching these three objects. Same way, suppose I want to create circle tangent to these three circles. Click on 10. Then click on this circle and this circle. So in this way you can use different options from circle command. Then next is mirror command. Suppose I want to mirror this object on the opposite side, on this side. And for that click on mirror. Keyboard shortcut for mirror is MI, enter. Click on mirror. Then select object you want to mirror. I want to mirror all these objects and press enter. Then specify first point of mirror line. So I want to mirror it around this line. Therefore take first point of this line. So I will take this intersection point and this intersection point. Then specify whether you want to erase source object. So here I don't want to erase the source object. If you click on yes, the previously selected objects will be erased. I don't want to do that. Therefore I will click on no. So in this way this object has been mirrored around this line. We will try one more time. Click on mirror. Then select object you want to mirror. Enter. Then suppose I want to mirror around this line. So I will give here first point. Then take your cursor below. Then if you want mirror line to be straight, then you will have to keep this ortho mode on. Then give the second point. And again I don't want to erase the source object. I will click on no. We will also see what happens if we erase the source object. Suppose again I will click on mirror. Then I will select this circle and this circle. Enter. And I will give this endpoint as a first point of mirror line. I will take my cursor above to specify second point, and for erase source objects I will click on yes. So it has erased the original object and it has kept mirror objects. So in this way you can use mirror command. Next command is hatch. Keyboard shortcut for hatch is H, enter. Hatch is useful to create hatching lines. If you create any section, click here. Then at first click here and select your desired hatch pattern. They have provided these NC hatch patterns. Then hatch patterns starting with AR are the architectural hatch patterns. In architectural, there are bricks patterns, then concrete, then sand. If you scroll down, there are different patterns has been given. Then there is gravel. So at first I will choose this NC34. Then take your cursor inside the object where you want to place the hatch. Click there. Now here it has created this hatch pattern. If you want to increase the gap between these lines, then for that you will have to increase this scale, hatch pattern scale. Click there and increase it. I will make it 5, then press enter. So here the gap between lines is increased. So hatch command is still running. You can click inside as many objects as you want. Only ensure that all the object is visible. If some object is not visible, then it will not create the hatch. If I try to click here, now it is not showing the preview. So in that case, you will have to zoom minus and ensure that complete object is visible. Then click there. Then only it will create the hatch. And if you want to reduce the gap, then you will have to reduce scale. Suppose if I make it 2, so gap will reduce. Suppose I will keep the 5 value, enter. Then if you want to change the angle of the lines, here you can specify the desired angle. Now this angle is considered as 0. Suppose I want to make it vertical, then here you will have to specify angle of 45 and enter. So after specifying 45 degree, it will make it vertical. And if you want to make it opposite, then here you will have to give the angle of 90, enter. Then it will create opposite hatch. Then if you want to change the color, then click here, and from here you can choose your desired color. And if you apply some background color, then from here you can choose the background color. If you are not happy with the layout of the lines, you can set origin also. Click on it, and suppose I will give origin here. So here you can view that the lines are shifted. So just click on set origin and give the origin. So in that way you can shift the pattern also. Once all your settings are done, then click on close hatch creation. So that hatch will be created. And if you want to edit this hatch, or if you want to edit existing hatch, then take your cursor on the hatch. Once it gets highlighted, then click on it. So it will bring this hatch editor again. Then you can make any changes you want. Suppose I want to change the hatch pattern to this one. So as per that, it has been updated. Suppose I want larger scale, I will make it 20. Once you have done all the changes, just click on this tick. So it will update your hatch. Then if you want to give hatch of single color, then for that again click on hatch, then click here, scroll it up, and click on this solid. If you want to fill the single color, click on solid, then click the area where you want to create the hatch. Then from here you can change the color. Suppose I want to create it inside all these objects. And if you want to create hatch by selecting object, then for that you will have to click on this select boundary objects. Click on it and select the object inside which you want to create the hatch. Now after selecting this circle, it has changed the hatch area. Now you can control your hatch area by clicking on these options here. Right now here outer island detection is selected, therefore it has created hatch for the outer objects. Same way, if you click on this arrow, if you select this normal island detection, then in this case it will not make any changes. But if you are inside loops, then it will give hash to alternate loops. And if you don't want to consider any objects, then click on this ignore island detection. So it will hash all the objects. Then click on OK. So in this way here hatch is created. And if you want to bring hatch ahead of these objects, then click on this hatch, then right click on it, then click on this draw order and click on bring to front. So all the objects will go behind your hatch. And if you want to make your hatch transparent, then click on this created hatch, and from here you can select your transparency. As you make it transparent, the objects below the hatch are visible. Click on OK. So in this way you can make your hatch transparent also. Same way, if you want, you can give gradient hatch also. For gradient hatch, click on this arrow and click on this gradient. Then right now our select object is on, so I will select this object. Then from here you can select the layout for your gradient, and from here you can choose your desired colors. Then from here different patterns are available for the gradient. You can choose your desired pattern and click on OK. And if you want to match two hatches, suppose here I want this hatch, then you can use match properties. Take your cursor to properties and click on match properties. Then select source object. I will select this hatch. Then for destination objects, I will select this hatch and press enter. So in this way you can match hatches using match properties. And these hatches has been created as associative. If you click on this hatch, you can see here associative option. It is on by default. Therefore, whatever hatches you create, those are associative. Now what happens because of this associative? Press escape. If you change the shape as per that, your hatch pattern will also change. If I click on this triangle, click on this grip and take it above. So as per that, your hatch is updated. So that is associative. Press escape. Now here I have created this hatch using single hatch command. Therefore this complete hatch is connected and single. Suppose if I want to change this hatch and keep this hatch as it is, then I will have to separate hatches. To separate this hatch, click on options and click on separate hatches. So each hatch will be individual. Then click on OK. Now here you can select this hatch and you can change its pattern. Suppose I want here honey. Now it is not visible. I will have to increase the scale. I will make it 10, enter. And you can change the background color or object color and click on OK. So in this way you can use hatch command. Then next is object snap tracking. Now object snap tracking is useful to locate points with reference to other points. Suppose here I will create one rectangle. Now in this rectangle I want to create circle at the center of this rectangle. Then normally what I have to do, I have to create one line from midpoint of this line to this line, and then at the midpoint of that line I have to create the circle. But using object snap tracking you can locate this center point without creating any reference objects. Now for object snap tracking you will have to keep this object snap tracking on. When it is on, it is visible in blue color. And you will also have to keep this object snap on. Then click on this arrow and you will have to tick the object snap which you want to use for tracking. So if you have all this setting perfectly done, then it will work properly. If any one of them is turned off, then it will not work. Click on circle. Now this center point will be in the line of this midpoint and this midpoint. So take your cursor to this midpoint. Don't click there. Hold it for some time and take it away. You can see that there is green plus sign is created. So it is ready for tracking. Then take your cursor to this midpoint. Hold it for some time. Take it away. So both the points are marked for tracking. Then take your cursor in the center. So it will locate the center point. Click there and give the radius. So in this way we can locate the point using other reference points. So this object snap tracking is also very useful to create projected views. Suppose this is a top view and using this top view I want to create front view. Then how to create that? Click on line, then take your cursor to this endpoint and take it away and click. Now length of this line will be same as length of this line. Take your cursor to this endpoint, take it above and click. Then take it above, give the length, enter. Then again take your cursor to this endpoint, take it above and click. Click on this endpoint, enter. Then press enter to repeat the last command. Then this portion, take your cursor to this quadrant, take it above, click on this intersection point, take it above, give the height. Then again take your cursor to this quadrant, take it above, click, and now if you click here, it will connect it to midpoint. So what you can do, you can take your cursor to this midpoint and take your cursor, just zoom it, take your cursor to this midpoint and take your cursor on this side. Now it is tracking that midpoint. Click there and press enter. So in this way you can use object snap tracking for creating projected views. So that's all. In the next lecture we will solve some exercises based on what we learn in this tutorial. And after that we will also continue tutorials for civil, interior and electrical engineers. So thanks for watching. We will stop here.